Coronation Street's Megan Walsh awaits verdict as Will's emotional trial reaches its climax. Megan Walsh, Beth Nixon, is just hours away from learning whether she will be convicted in Coronation Street. The manipulative character has spent the week on trial after being accused of sexually abusing teenager Will Driscoll, Lucas Hodgson Whale. Earlier in the proceedings, the case took a dramatic turn when Will struggled under cross-examination. After making the mistake of looking directly at Megan in court, he became overwhelmed and suddenly claimed that he had invented the story about their relationship. Terrified by the thought of Megan being sent to prison, Will insisted he had lied, throwing the trial into uncertainty. Court proceedings were then adjourned while the judge considered whether the case should continue. Meanwhile, Ben Driscoll, Aaron McCusker, was questioned but was later removed from court after losing his temper. Shaken by the situation, Will sought advice from Tim Metcalf, Joe Teen, admitting he felt responsible for the chaos his testimony had created and wanted to put things right. When the trial resumed, Will returned to court with renewed determination. He openly admitted that he had lied under oath, but hoped his explanation about Megan's abuse would convince the jury that his original allegations were true. Following the closing arguments from both sides, the jury retired to consider its verdict, which is expected to be delivered soon. As the Driscoll family reflected on the emotional events of the past few days, Will went out for a run to clear his head. During his run, Megan confronted him and made it clear she had not forgotten what had been said in court. Confident that the jury would clear her of all charges, Megan insisted she would soon be a free woman. Before walking away, she issued a chilling warning, telling Will that he should watch his back once she was released. Now the outcome rests entirely in the hands of the jury. Will Megan escape justice, or will the court believe Will's account and hold her responsible for her crimes? Coronation Street spoiler: Tyrone finally meets the father he never knew. Cassie returns home, weighed down by guilt and reunited with her family after taking some time away. She explains that she simply needed space to clear her head before accepting Hope's invitation to join the family for a meal at the bistro. When Steve tells Cassie he wants to move past everything that has happened and rebuild their relationship, she keeps her guilty feelings hidden. Meanwhile, Hope and Ruby surprise Tyrone with unexpected news after secretly sending off a DNA sample, which has led them to track down his biological father. The revelation leaves everyone wondering how Tyrone will react. Later at the cafe, Cassie warns Ross that Tyrone is extremely stubborn and is unlikely to agree to meet him. Ross encourages her not to give up and insists she should continue trying to persuade Tyrone. Elsewhere, Tracy is intrigued by Ross and starts chatting with him after taking a liking to him. When Tyrone and Cassie stop by Speed Doll to collect a takeaway, they are shocked to discover Steve, Tracy, and Ross all sitting together. With no easy way to avoid the awkward encounter, they end up joining the group. As the conversation continues, Cassie becomes increasingly uneasy when Tyrone begins warming to Ross and eventually agrees to meet him again for a private chat. At the same time, George grows increasingly suspicious of Christina's behavior and secretly follows her to the precinct. He is left devastated when he sees Christina greeting another man with a warm embrace. Unable to contain himself, George confronts the pair and demands an explanation. Christina finally admits the full extent of the trouble she has found herself in. George advises her to tell the truth to her friends and hope they will be understanding. Elsewhere, at number 4, Sally encourages Abby to take legal action against Idris over the mold problem and suggests asking Adam to represent her. Abby and Sally later meet Adam for a drink and successfully convince him to handle the case. Meanwhile, Kit is frustrated after being removed from Theo's murder investigation. Lisa and McLaughlin return to the salon to question Maria once again about her statement. Maria sticks to her original account, insisting she was with Gary, but later demands that he finally reveal everything about what happened that night. Later at the Rovers, Maria admits to Kit that her relationship with Gary is under strain because she is tired of his constant lies and secrecy. Elsewhere, Lisa visits number 11 and informs Todd that the investigation into Theo's murder has reached a dead end. Todd appears strangely uninterested in the update, leaving Lisa increasingly suspicious of his reaction. Meanwhile, Betsy visits Speed Doll and tells Dylan she plans to stay by his side while he works so they can make the most of their remaining time together before she leaves for London. Coronation Street viewers predict who will uncover Jodie Ramsay's secret. Coronation Street fans believe they have worked out who could finally expose Jodie Ramsay as questions continue to surround her true motives. Over the past few months, Jodie has settled into life at number 8 Coronation Street after it was revealed that she is Shona Platt's long-lost sister. Played by Olivia Frances Brown, the character first appeared during Coronation Street's landmark crossover with Emmerdale. Her debut saw her tied up in the back of a van being driven by returning Emmerdale character Graham Foster before a dramatic multi-vehicle crash unfolded in January. Although Jodie escaped the accident without serious injuries, she fled the scene and was chased by DC Kit Green before crashing into a tree and being taken to hospital. It was there that she came face to face with Shona, leading to the discovery of their family connection. Since arriving in Weatherfield, Jodie has repeatedly tried to interfere in Shona and David Platt's marriage, while also appearing to manipulate several other residents. One of her main targets has been Sarah Platt, who was knocked unconscious after Jodie struck her over the head. Viewers now know the attack happened shortly after Sarah killed Theo Silverton, bringing an end to the months of torment he inflicted on Todd Grimshaw. Recently, Sarah became suspicious after Jodie accidentally revealed she had heard David the dog barking outside the Platt house on the night of the assault. During Tuesday's June 30 episode, Sarah confronted Jodie, but their conversation was interrupted when DS Lisa Connor Swain arrived with more questions about the attack. While speaking to Lisa inside number 8, Sarah insisted the assault had taken place at 9:10 p.m. because she remembered checking the time on her phone. However, after Lisa left, Jodie corrected her, stating that the attack had actually happened at 9:30 p.m., effectively revealing her involvement without making a direct confession. Sarah also questioned Jodie about the trinket box she had been examining just before the assault, but before she could get any answers, David Platt interrupted after discovering they had left the gate open and allowed David the dog to escape. During Wednesday's, July 5th episode, David's suspicions about both women continued to grow, particularly after noticing Sarah's increasingly unusual behavior following the attack. Later, David visited Sarah at Underworld, prompting many viewers to speculate that he could ultimately be the person who pieces together the truth about Jodie. Whether David's suspicions are justified remains to be seen, but many fans believe he could soon uncover the secrets Jodie has been working so hard to hide. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.